Friends, welcome to the topic on personality development and motivation. What this unit consists of? A personality and determinants of the personality and the development and know the personality traits and theories, and understanding the determinants of the motivation and the theories of the motivation, and finally creating a proper motivational climate for effective program. If we look at the personality, day in and day out we talk about personality. We talk many a times, we say a particular person is a very pleasing personality, we say a particular person is a very charismatic personality. So all these, what is all this? When we say this personality, it has got certain determinants. These determinants decide about the personality, like heredity. You know, I do not have to explain because these are all self-explanatory in nature, and heredity is one of the factors, followed by environment, situation and locus of control. Here you have two dimensions under locus of control, internal locus of control and external locus of control. Locus of control is something like that, you person has got his own command on the self, so that the whole thing is in internal locus of command or internal locus of control. The person always believes that he can do anything under any situations, but external locus of control person believes only in fate and chance. So such kind of person, such kind of thing also decides about the personality. Then we have another important trait, that is Mcfillin Ism. This Mcfillin Ism is nothing but a person has coined this, and therefore here the person has maneuvering capacity or maneuverability. That means here he manipulates other people and gets the thing done by any means. And self-esteem is again self-explanatory word, and this is also one of the important determinants. And another important determinant is self-monitoring, and finally risk taking. These are all the determinants of the personality. And if you look at the traits, these traits are also being exhibited by the persons time and again, and we have very important 5 traits here, based on which we can say whether a person is very charismatic, whether a person is very pleasing, whether a person is very cooperative. So all these things we can decide based on the personality traits. These traits are extrovert, agreeableness, consciousness, emotional stability and self-efficacy. These are all very important traits. And based on these traits, based on the determinants, the sociologists and also the psychologists, after decades of experiments, after decades of research, have come out with certain theories, personality theories. Number one is Levinson's theory of adult stage. Here he has identified 2 important stages, transitional life stages and stability life periods, that the personality development mostly takes up or probably or occurs during transitional life stages. This is very important contribution from the Levinson. Another important psychologist, Hall's career stage model. Hall's career stage model. Here he has identified 4 stages. Exploration stage, here the personality development will be very slow, and establishment stage, here the personality development accelerates, and maintenance stage, here the personality stagnates at this particular point of time, maintenance stage, and finally the decline stage, that is the old age, where the personality may go down, personality developments may go down or may be stabilized. These are the 4 important stages. Then another important theory of this personality is Chris Orgeris immaturity to maturity continuum. Human being, pretty well, develops from infant to adult stage. So this personality development also takes a continuum from immaturity to maturity stage. So during these periods and continuously the personality develops. And another important theory is Agar socialization theory. Here the theory says the individual's personality is influenced by his interactions with persons, with groups and society at large. If we look at another important theory, Holland's psychology of making personalities, here he has given the personality types in a hexagram, in a hexagonal diagram. Here if you look at these different 6 personality types, a realistic personality, investigative personality, social personality, conventional personality, enterprising personality and artistic personality. These are the 6 personalities, types of persons or type of personalities that he has identified. And after looking at this, all the theories, what are the steps to build a positive personality? So accept responsibility. Whenever you commit a mistake, accept it so that the people will give lot of respect. That is very important positive personality. Then positive on others behaviors, be positive on others behaviors, do not comment, do not give a sarcastic reference or do not comment sarcastically. So that really develops or enhances your personality. Discuss but do not argue. This is also a very important factor that one should remember. Always, whenever a topic is there, we can discuss and at the same time give the even disagreeable things also in a very agreeable manner, so that it becomes very easy and that enhances your personality. Then practice humility, another important factor in the personality development. Show empathy. This is also a kind of very important factor to develop our personalities. This empathy is nothing but by being in the shoes of others, how you feel there. So that really gives a pleasing personality and you can really improve your personality development. And considerable to others. This is very important for all of us in the society, because we are all human beings, and therefore when we really consider others' problems, then our personality will certainly get enhanced. Be a good listener. That is very easy to understand. I do not have to explain on that. Be a good listener and turn promises to commitments. This is another very important thing one should look at, because we promise several things, ultimately we do not commit them. If you do not commit them, people lose credibility and your personality will not be enhanced. Be understanding and caring type. This is also very important in the organizations. Smile and be kind. Think win-win situations. This is a kind of very important factor that one should look into this. This win-win situation really contributes, enhances your personality. At the same time, you get lot of appreciation from the other people. Be enthusiastic. Without enthusiasm, I think probably things will not get accomplished. So therefore, one should be enthusiastic to build or enhance our personality. Be grateful but do not expect gratitude, and do not be sarcastic. That is really very important. So all these steps will certainly enhance our personality. So once we talk about personality, and then probably we may have to move to motivation. All these personality or personality factors are also motivated to a large extent by certain motivers. So when people talk about motivation, we have seen in the society many people are good and also capable, but they are not doing to their best, and certain people have already know the job but they do not do the job. Why this is happening? Probably the missing link or missing factor is spark. This spark we call it as motivation. If you look at the illustration that is given, that is need satisfaction chain. You look at this unsatisfied need, because every person every time gets a need that a particular person or individual will try to get it satisfied by a chain of actions. If you look at the unsatisfied need, when unsatisfied need is there, it enhances or it probably gives rise to tension within the person, gives rise to tension, and this tension drives you to search for the behaviors. This behavior already we know very clear, the behavior in terms of knowledge, the behavior in terms of skills, the behavior in terms of attitudes. So all these things will certainly make you to put into action. This action satisfies your need. Once the need is satisfied, your tension is reduced, means you are satisfied with that particular need. So this need satisfaction chain continues. So once the need is satisfied, your tension is reduced. And if you look at the types of motivation, the extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation. This extrinsic motivation which comes from outside, that is maybe money in the form of a good salary, or maybe incentives, or maybe promotions, or maybe appreciation, or maybe fear or maybe fame. All these are all extrinsic motivators. With this the work also gets enhanced, or probably performance will either go up or may go down. Intrinsic motivation, another one is intrinsic motivation, which is really very important, that comes within the person. These are like pride, sense of achievement, responsibility and belief. So these are all, this intrinsic motivation lasts for a very long time, gives a feeling or sense of belongingness, and it satisfies the internal urge, that is the belief what the person has. Therefore this particular motivation really lasts long, and this we need to inculcate in all the employees. And if you look at the motivators, which are the motivators for us? We have seen already extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation, and also some of the traits and also some of the determinants of the motivation. And if you look at the motivators, most of the organizations have this kind of motivators and recognition. If you recognize, people get motivated. Respect and dignity, the employees have rich experience, and therefore respect and dignity are very important to motivate the people to do the challenging tasks. Responsibility is another important aspect that the organization need to look into, so that it really motivates the people to do even the difficulty tasks. Self-esteem and belief, so such inculcation will certainly motivate the people to do good for the organizations. Money and promotion, security, organizational climate, organizational policies and supervision, these are all the motivators for the employees to do the work in a very efficient way and meet the organizational objectives or the goals. We have also demotivators. There are certain demotivators, provided if these motivators are not withdrawn, I think the employees efficiency will go down, the organization will perish. So just let us see what are these demotivators. Under assignment, people who are efficient, if assignment is not in a proper way, I think probably under assignment, that will certainly demotivate the people, and over assignment also demotivates. Buckmaster shop, that is blaming others, this also demotivates the people, and coercive controls in the organization also acts as a demotivator, and unfair criticism, this is another important demotivator in the organizations. And rewarding for the non-performer, this I think probably in most of the organizations it does happen, and therefore managers should be very, very careful in rewarding the people. So fear of failure, in most of the organizations when the task is very complex, probably people may not attempt it for fear of failure, that also acts as a demotivator. And then the complacence, this complacence is an enemy of motivator, and therefore one should not give scope for complacence. And poor organizational climate and responsibility without authority also demotivates the people. We have certain motivating theories of motivation. If you look at this hierarchical needs of theory, hierarchical need theory proposed by Abraham Maslow, he has propounded this: in every human being there exists a hierarchy of needs. If you look at the hierarchy of needs, physiological needs, security or safety needs, affiliation needs, esteem needs and self actualization needs. The first top one on the cone are called higher order needs, and the other three are lower order needs. If the lower order needs are satisfied, then only the employees or the people look at the higher order needs to be satisfied. So therefore this is really very important for all of us, this happens in our daily life, and therefore we need to look into these order needs, and these needs are to be satisfied. Once the need is satisfied, it may not become a motivator. Then the theory of X and Y, here the Douglas McGraw has given this theory X and theory Y. What he says is, human beings or the employees have the creative potential. If an opportunity is given, they will certainly excel in the jobs that are given to them, and if dignity and respect are shown, I think probably they will do even the complex job in the organizations. This needs to be recognized by the management of the companies, management of the organizations, management of the institutes. The another theory is Hedgeberg two-factor theory. He has proposed two factors, important factors, hygiene factors and motivators. The hygiene factors are also called maintenance factors, and then the motivators. If the hygiene factors or the maintenance factors are provided, there will not be any dissatisfaction among the employees, because these are all extrinsic motivators like salary, supervision, security, etc. Again, if you look at the motivators, they are achievement, motivation, recognition, responsibility, growth, dignity, pride, all these things are motivators, and therefore if these motivators are provided, there will be lot of satisfaction and they will excel in the performance. There will be superior performance in this particular aspect, and therefore this Hertzberg has said that motivators are to be provided to the employees so that they will exceed or they will perform very superiorly. If you look at the 3 needs theory, that is David Mcfillin has proposed need for achievement, need for power and need for affiliation. And another important theory also, goal setting theory. Here what he said is, if people are involved in goal setting, probably the employees or the individuals will certainly engage in that particular activity even though it is a complex in nature, and try to achieve that or perform in a best way or very effective way. And equity theory, here it is very simple. It proposes fair or equal treatment to all those people who are involved in solving a particular problem or in performing a particular goal should be given equal importance. If that is given, I think probably all the employees would certainly do their best. Then Room's expectancy theory, this is a little bit complicated theory, but still it can be practiced in the organizations, where the Room said the 3 important factors like expectancy, instrumentality and valence. If these 3 are combined, that becomes the motivation for the employee, so that the management has to look into this theory and implement in the organizations. Then reinforcement theory, this is one of the important theories also that is proposed by Skinner. Here he said is reinforcement positive, reinforcement negative, punishment and extinction. Here reinforcement positive is presentation of a stimulus for the person who has done a good job or probably desired behavior. Reinforcement negative is removal of unpleasant stimulus for the desired behavior. Likewise, punishment, under punishment, removal of pleasant stimulus for the undesired behavior, and finally extinction is presenting an unpleasant stimulus for the undesired behavior, that is sacking of the person at that particular point of time. So these are the 4 important things, and the creating motivational climate, as we have discussed the theories and traits and also the determinants. Based on all these things, the management should look into this creating a very motivational climate for the managers. These are really very important for them. Recognize individual differences. So looking at the job and looking at the individual efficiencies, you need to recognize these individual differences and give the job to perform. Match the people to the jobs. It should be according to the qualifications or according to the experiences. Then use the goals, the recognition, responsibility, challenging tasks, help but don't do the job for the others, take responsibility and not duck it, courage to delegate powers, give credit publicly when it is due, and finally provide opportunities for training. So all these factors will certainly enhance the organizational climate and people get motivated and the performance will be very fruitful, so that the organizations will flourish. Thank you.